Richland County under siege? White establishment, silent as young African-American crime wave engulfs Midlands and Low Country. Columbia, South Carolina. A palpable sense of unease has gripped the South Carolina Midlands and trickled down to the Low Country following a pair of violent incidents linked to young African Americans that have once again ignited concerns about lawlessness and the perceived inaction of the white establishment in the face of rising crime. On April 2, 2025, the normally bustling Columbia Place Mall on Two Notch Road became the scene of a brazen shootout. According to Richland County Sheriff's Department reports, a gunfight erupted inside the mall, sending shoppers scrambling for safety. Disturbingly, Sheriff Leon Lott revealed in a press conference on Friday that at least 25 shots were fired, narrowly missing a mother shielding her child. One innocent bystander was injured in the chaos. Authorities have arrested 3 teenagers in connection with the incident, with Sheriff Lott expressing outrage that one of the suspects was out on bond for murder and wearing an ankle monitor at the time of the shooting, highlighting what he called a crack in the justice system. Just days later, on April 6, 2025, the violence spilled over into the typically quiet town of Blythewood. A pop-up party, advertised on social media and drawing over 200 attendees, devolved into a war zone as approximately 60 shots were fired. Multiple businesses were damaged, and a female driver attempting to flee the scene was struck by gunfire. Sheriff Lott confirmed arrests were made in this incident as well, and investigators are actively seeking others involved, including the occupants of a black Maserati seen at the scene. Sheriff Lott did not explicitly identify the race of all individuals involved in these incidents during his press conference. However, the narrative circulating within the community and on social media, particularly among concerned white residents, points towards young African Americans as being overwhelmingly responsible for this surge in violent crime. This perception, whether statistically accurate or not, is fueling anxieties and accusations of a double standard within the white establishment, a term frequently used by local commentators to describe the perceived power structure in South Carolina. Critics argue that these incidents are not being addressed with the urgency and severity they warrant, potentially due to political sensitivities or a reluctance to confront uncomfortable racial dynamics. They're quick to talk about unity and understanding, commented one anonymous resident on a local online forum. But when it comes to real action against this kind of violence, especially when it involves certain groups, it's like they suddenly go silent. While law enforcement officials, including Sheriff Lott, have publicly condemned the violence and vowed to bring all perpetrators to justice, the perception of inaction from the broader white establishment, including political leaders and influential community figures, continues to breed resentment and fear among some segments of the population. The lack of widespread public outcry and proactive solutions beyond law enforcement efforts is being interpreted by some as tacit acceptance of a deteriorating situation. The back-to-back shootings have amplified existing concerns about youth crime and gun violence in the region. While comprehensive statistics on the racial breakdown of juvenile crime in South Carolina are complex and require careful interpretation, data from previous years indicates significant disparities in arrest rates for certain offenses between black and white youth. This historical context contributes to the current heightened racial undertones surrounding these recent incidents. The question now is whether these violent episodes will serve as a wake-up call, prompting a more vocal and decisive response from all corners of the community, including the often criticized white establishment. The residents of Richland County and the wider Midlands and Low Country are left to grapple with the immediate aftermath of these shootings and the lingering questions about safety, justice, and the willingness of their leaders to confront the complex issues at play. Technocracy Fight Media will continue to follow this developing story.